A very good morning to all of you. This morning I'd like to share some thoughts from the Word of God. And I'd like to begin by asking you a question. What do you normally do when somebody does something or says something that hurts you? Do you hold it against that person and feed on your bitterness and resentment against that person in your heart? Or will you choose to do something else instead? The Bible tells the story of somebody, who got hurt by others, more specifically by his own brothers. Those of us familiar with this story of Joseph in the book of Genesis will know that his brothers were jealous of him simply because their father doted on Joseph. So his brothers did something bad. They sold him to some traveling merchants who were on their way to faraway Egypt. And so from a young age, Joseph suddenly lost his loving father, his home, and became a stranger in a faraway country. But through a series of events, Joseph eventually became the second highest ranked person in Egypt. And in his elevated position, Joseph got the chance to meet up with his brothers again after many years. They had come looking for food in the land of Egypt because of famine in their own land. Now, Joseph could have easily turned his brothers away, empty-handed, as a way of making them pay back for the hurt that they had inflicted upon him long ago. Yet, if you read the story, you will notice one thing that stands out very clearly, and that's this, that Joseph was not going to make them pay back. He wasn't interested in retaliation. In his heart and in his mind, he was going for reconciliation. Now, he could have chosen, not to reconcile. After all, they had hurt him. They had, sold him off. They didn't treat him at all as their brother. Yet he chose to reconcile. In fact, he was the one who initiated the reconciliation. Despite the great emotional and psychological pain that he must have suffered at the hands of his brothers, Joseph chose reconciliation with them. Why? Because in his heart, he had already forgiven them. Now, we need to understand that forgiving does not mean forgetting. After all, how can we forget the hurt that we have experienced? But does it mean if we cannot forget, we cannot forgive? No. Surely Joseph didn't forget. Yet he could forgive. What then is forgiving? Simply put, forgiving is saying, yes, this person has hurt me, but I have decided not to hold it against him. I choose not to hold my hurt, my pain against him. You see, Joseph could extend forgiveness to his brothers because he didn't hold any of his pain against them. He knew that God had used his predicament to bring about a greater good for his entire family. It was real forgiveness from his heart that brought them all back together. And it is also real forgiveness from our hearts to those who have hurt us that will release us from any bitterness and any resentment that we might have towards them. So let us choose forgiveness instead of bitterness. Let us choose reconciliation instead of retaliation. And now may God bless you and may God keep you on this day. May He heal your heart where it has been hurt. And may He fill you with His love and forgiveness, that you may have His strength to bring love and forgiveness to others. God bless you.